Yetta, when is it too late to invest in real estate?
Well, truth is, it's pretty much never too late to invest in real estate.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward together with the Dekker Team.
So we're excited that for over 30 years, we've been able to come alongside you, not only selling, buying, and investing real estate over 3,117 times, coming alongside you to build your faith, build your fund, build your finances, and even strengthen, heal, and flourish inside relationship. Really 30 years of building your life, your wealth, and your home. We're going to discover in this segment that even if it's a little late in the game for you, if you invest right, you can retire comfortably. Even if you don't have a lot of income, it can be done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the secret. Is like sometimes people work their entire life, build a little nest egg or pay off a house, and yet their income, they don't have good pensions or whatever, their income coming in is not sufficient to cover the lifestyle. So then they have to draw too much from their investments and they're going to live too long.
They're going to enjoy living longer, but what we're talking about is now that we are living longer, many people outlive their money, right? Mm-hmm. And
then they're looking at things like reverse mortgages, which means you take a house that's paid off, and then every month you borrow money to supplement your income. And that money starts to the mortgage goes in the opposite direction. It starts climbing. So each time you get a payment, really it's a little bit less because part of the payment is paying the interest on the last payments.
Right. And so that is something more and more people are considering. Right? Mm-hmm. Rather than selling the home and having to move to a different residence or moving to a retirement, senior living, or just a different, less expensive option, because sometimes people are liquidating altogether, pulling all their money out. The other option is this reverse mortgage. And it's becoming more and more popular. And there are times that it's the best option. The trick is you don't know if you're going to have enough to do the job as you reverse your mortgage, because you don't know how many years you will require the income.
Yeah, and I think what's happening is as there's increased inflation, decreased wealth in the stock market, like it's not performing super well, that Canadians are starting to get concerned about, will there be enough money? Will I be able to retire? Will I be able to retire comfortably? As a matter of fact, 55% of Canadians, when polled, said they were concerned that they wouldn't have enough money to retire.
That's a scary thought.
Well, 45% said they did.
Okay, so that's optimistic. I guess we can play this both sides of the fence.
Yeah.
So what's a solution? We're saying even if you don't earn a ton of money as you're working, if you can buy 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 properties early on over a 20-year period of time, or even 15 years, depending on how you set up your mortgage will be paid off and there'll be loads of money. And the income that you're getting every month once it's paid off is significant.
Yeah. And for most people, like we're talking a longer term plan then, starting when you're younger, in your 30s and 40s, to start that kind of plan. Because most people think, 2, 3, 4 rental properties. What are you talking about? I can't even get that into my brain. I can't fathom owning 4 properties beside the one I'm living in. Right? But what happens is you start with one.
Yes.
Start with one and then let the market do the growth, because most people either borrow the equity or they save money to do that first rental property. And then 5, 7 years later, there's enough equity in that rental property to buy another one without any cash out of your pocket. The tenants are paying the mortgage. So it becomes ideal. That's how you start getting 3, 4. But if you're later on, you may not have time to buy 3 or 4, but even just one, once you get that mortgage paid off, like you said, that's straight cash flow that can supplement your income. Like you've got the old age pension, You've got Canada Pension Plan. If you paid into it, you get some money there. But it's really not enough to live on.
Unless you have an amazing pension. And maybe you say, my pension's sufficient. I don't have to think about rental properties. Well, that's fantastic. That's true for some people. For many, that's not the case.
Right.
And so how do we set ourselves up not to be, because I think this is what a lot of my peers are saying, I don't want to be a burden to my family. I don't want to be a burden on someone else. I want to be able to take care of my own financial needs.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, right. And a thought we had, and we're seeing more and more people doing it, maybe that property that you bought for your kids to go to school that you still have now, that becomes income for you.
Yeah. Because once that mortgage is paid off, the rent, let's say it's $2,500, $3,000, like rents are going to continue to go up, right? So they're going to be higher when you retire. But if you're getting that rent, then you got to pay your taxes and whatever. But most of the expenses are paid by the tenant. Basically, you got to cover taxes and insurance. So let's say it's $2,000 a month net profit, right? So that means you've got an additional $2,000 on top of whatever other income you had. Now you've got enough money to live comfortably in your retirement years.
Right.
And then we're finding like retirement centers are getting more and more expensive, like a basic, without needing much support. A basic one in Manotick is about $4,600 a year.
No. 4,600 a year.
Sorry, 46,000 a year.
Yeah, and I'm hearing way bigger numbers than that too. So
it depends on what assistance you need. That's for a couple.
Yeah.
But if you have a rental property and you have your own property which you can rent out, now suddenly you're self-sufficient just on those two rental incomes. Never mind your other incomes.
Right. So if you're saying this all sounds like too much to dissect, then you're going to want to pick up the phone and just let's have a clarity conversation. Look at what are the options for you, because the options for you may not be the same options for someone else. So we're giving some general information. And it's amazing to be able to dissect it for one individual couple. Or if you just want to plug into the community and when you're ready to get the information, you can then easily access it. Just email us together@dekkerteam.com and we will help navigate the next steps with you. You're not in this alone is really the point.
Yeah. Many times people will come to us and go, oh, my parents are going to go into a senior's home. I need to sell the family home. Will you sell it for me? We will. Because that's how we make our money. But the other option is maybe it's better to rent it. That will cover your, added income, will cover what's needed to support your parents. And then later on, it's still a family asset. It's generational wealth.
Right. Which is so cool. There's so many different ways of doing this thing. So not necessarily do you want to eliminate the asset. You may want to keep the asset.
So I guess the question I'm asking is, what seed money can you find to start building your family's financial future? Whether that's in your house, in your life insurance, in your RSPs, wherever it is.
Under the mattress?
Under the mattress. Maybe it's in there. What can you find to start your financial future? And we're grateful that you joined us on Life's Inside Track, because when we move forward together, we've got this.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward